A senior on the Trinity golf team.
My name is Carly Jones. I'm a senior second baseman for the Trinity softball team.
Hi, I'm Emma Funk, a junior middle blocker for the Trinity volleyball team.
Hi, I'm Tyler Peavy, a graduate senior on the Trinity men's basketball team.
Hi, I'm Neil Verwillow, a senior left back on the Trinity men's soccer team.
Hi, I'm Brian Cardone, a senior right-handed pitcher and utility infielder for the Trinity baseball team.
Hi, I'm Madison Horner, a junior midfielder for the Trinity women's soccer team.
Hi, I'm Caroline.
Hi, I'm Mabel.
I'm Shamsi.
And I'm Casey, and we're part of the Trinity swim and dive team.
Hey, I'm Annie Wise.
I'm Julia Ackerman.
And I'm Jordan Rudd.
And we are members of the Trinity University women's basketball program.
Hi, I'm Wilson Hamilton, a senior captain for the Trinity men's tennis team.
I'm Christian Settles, junior captain for the men's tennis team.
Hi, I'm Mary Captain.
I'm Amy Wise.
I'm Zoe Captain.
And I'm Megan Flores.
And we are members of the Trinity University women's tennis program.
Hi, I'm Trinity Lemons, a senior sprinter and jumper for the Trinity track and field team. I'm super excited to share with you an important event that we're promoting. It's called the Trinity Buddies United as One fundraiser.
All of our Tiger sports teams are competing on the court or in the field this spring, but we're also competing to see which team can raise the most money for disadvantaged families in the surrounding school districts.
We'd love your support in trying to reach our goal of $11,000. So you can check out our social media for ways to donate, including this Venmo.
You can also buy exclusive Trinity Buddy bracelets for $5 as a part of the fundraiser. Make sure when you Venmo to add what color you want and which team it's going towards. Thank you so much for your support.
Go Tigers!
Thank you for your support.
Go to you!
Go Tigers!
Thank you for your support and go Tigers.
Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you so much for your support. Go Tigers!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Antonio, Texas, where it's opening day across the nation, and here on the Tiger Network, we've got the Pirates against the Tigers. Oh, wait, we got the Division III version. Right, okay, well, we're concluding the four-game series between Trinity and Southwestern here on the Sunday. I'm Ryan Figert, joined for the first time by Brian Yanselson. Brian, welcome on.
Thanks for having me, Ryan. It's great to be here.
We're looking to finish out this four-game series. As I mentioned, Trinity taking the first 3 games of Southwestern's season. Brian, you want to take us through the home team and their lineup?
Yeah, batting first for the Tigers in right field, Rafe Chomet. Batting second, shortstop, Michael Herrera. Batting third, first baseman, Jack Vonderhaar. Batting cleanup in left field, Brian Schaub. Batting fifth at second base, Jack Wisniewski. Batting sixth at catcher, Tyler Pettit. Batting seventh in center field, Mason Meredith. Batting eighth and the designated hitter, Nathan Brolick. And batting ninth, third baseman, Christian Holloway.
Thanks, Brian. On the other side for Southwestern, Hayden Craig will lead off. Lance Cruz in the 2 spot. Daniel Montgomery Jr., former All-American, is behind the plate and batting third. Preston Witt cleans up for the Pirates. And the lineup continues with Jacob Tanner, Ted Lebachowitz, Trent Rishk, Bryce Debs, and Brian Messinier is on the mound for Southwestern. And I think I got about 3 of those names wrong, so we'll try and improve as we go on. First pitch is in there for a strike, and we are underway. Working on the mound for Trinity, first-year pitcher Joseph Chavana out of Laredo, Texas. Getting our first look at him. And a debutant on the other side of things as well with Meissner, who we'll see in the bottom half of the inning. Southwestern with the yellow tops, black pants, and yellow stirrup socks today. So you get a look at Hayden Craig. Trinity going with the black tops and the white pants with pinstripes. This one chopped to shortstop. It's going to be a tough play for Herrera, and his throw takes first baseman off the bag. Vonderhaar unable to apply the tag or anything of the sort. And so the Pirates have an early base runner. Giovanna will have to work from the stretch straight away here. Tigers ranked number 4 in the nation coming into this weekend, and they've improved on their opening day success against Howard Payne, taking 3 games against these Pirates so far. First pitch outside for Giovanna. Lance Cruz, standing in for the first time today, scored a run yesterday. Just 1 of 9 to start the year. Giovanna finds the outside corner.
Yeah, Ryan, we'll have to see if the Pirates can get going offensively. They've been hitting about 180 as a team thus far, so maybe that base runner to start the inning will get them going.
Absolutely. Even Trinity off to a little bit of a slow start at the plate, drawing a lot of walks before. Yesterday they exploded for 16 hits in Game 2 of that doubleheader, and the bat finally started to find the ball for the Tigers. But the first 3 games showed it's just about getting base runners, whether it was walks. There's a lot of RBI walks in the 16-6 Game 1 yesterday. Getting hit by a pitch. Any way you can get on base. Just ask Brian Schaub, who already has 7 walks this year. Runner goes, and tag is applied. Signal is safe at second base. Hayden Craig advances. Pettit unable to get the ball there in time. It was a close call, though. Herrera catching it on the 1-hop there before applying the tag. Now runner on second, nobody away so far in the first for the Pirates. Off-speed pitch misses badly. Giovanna steps off, perhaps thinking about Craig at second base. Making his Trinity debut today is Giovanna. Brian, what do you think as a young pitcher out there, what are the challenges that you're going to face?
Well, I think facing new competition for the first time, certainly a challenge. First time at the college level, don't know what to expect necessarily, but we'll see if Giovanna can get into a rhythm right here.
It's the foul ball that time, off the bat of Cruz.
You can really hear the chatter from the dugouts, especially with no fans in the stands, sadly, but it is kind of nice to hear what the players are saying out there to each other and to the other team.
Usually a good laugh in there somewhere. As this one's sent foul again, this time down the first base line. Looked like the runner was going there, Hayden Craig. Maybe a hit and run situation. Put on by Coach J.C. Bunch, former Trinity assistant, now at the helm of the Pirate ship. And ball 4 as Giovanna just misses with the off-speed offering. So 2 on, no outs. Southwestern started strong in Game 2 of yesterday's doubleheader as well before Trinity came on in the later innings. Ended up with 16 hits in that game. They had 16 runs in the first game of the doubleheader on 6 hits. And here's Daniel Montgomery Jr., regarded as one of the best prospects in the conference, was a All-American a couple of seasons ago, has transitioned to playing behind the plate defensively, and he takes ball 1 high there at the belt. And when the season was cut short, Montgomery struggling just a little bit last year. He was hitting .208 with just 4 runs batted in. So Brian, looks like he'll be in search of a bounce back year and maybe something to propel his career on into the minor leagues.
Yeah, and the Pirates are hoping the transition to catching will allow him to focus at the plate a little bit more as well and bring his big bat to the lineup.
1-1 count here. Still nobody away in the first. Check the runner at second. And again, just high. Saw a ton of strikeouts here in San Antonio on Friday, including the debut performance for Garrett Ayler for Trinity with 11 strikeouts in 5 innings. Seems like the zone is a little bit smaller early on in this game than it was a couple nights ago. Montgomery gets the bat on the ball this time, but sends it foul, 1-2.
This is a big opportunity for the Pirates, middle of the order, 2 men on. You know, as you mentioned, the first-year pitcher might feel a little bit rattled here, so trying to pounce on him while you can, but if he gets into a rhythm, might be hard to get to him later, so big at-bats here for the Pirates.
And a chance for Chavara to get the first out here with the 1-2 count. I think Montgomery expected that one to come in and hit him the way he stood in, didn't flinch. The curve on the ball means it drops inside, but not too far inside. Counts even at 2-2. Oh, looks like it was a full count there. So still looking to get the balls and strikes count on your graphic on the screen as well. Dave Smith will come out and have a chat with his young pitcher as the bases are loaded. You get a look at that conference on the mound with Pettit coming in as well.
Probably trying to settle him down, just tell him to breathe, do the basics. He knows what he needs to do, just needs to execute.
Particularly on that at bat, he wasn't missing badly until the last pitch. A couple came in just above the zone. It's an ideal scenario for Southwestern, who are looking to get their season started after the 0-3 start. Preston Witt at the plate. All the bases are loaded. And Witt gets a bat on the ball and sends it past the glove of the Tiger third baseman. Maybe a play at the plate here. No, it'll score 2 as Daniel Monk stays at first. Looks like he was a pinch runner for Montgomery. Look at that delivery, just sent into the gap between short and third. Nothing Holloway could do about it. And the Pirates take the early lead and still have nobody away here in the top half of the opening frame. Good first pitch strike there from Chavara. Just Pettit slid across to avoid the ball going beyond him.
Yeah, and you could see Pettit complimenting Chavana right there on a good pitch, just trying to reinforce the good things he's doing early on.
Triple take there, looking at the runner on second. He steps off, refocus. And that one does get past Pettit as Chavara loses a hold of the pitch. Both runners advance. See, it bounces in the other batter's box. No more double play option for Trinity, at least a conventional one. The runners on second and third, and a 1-1 count. Jacob Tanner takes ball 2. Gerard just taking his time here. Steps off once again. Wipes the sweat off his brow. He's back staring down Tyler Pettit behind the plate. Here's the windup. And gets a swing and a miss there. Good off-speed pitch from the righty. Again, another two-strike situation. He's had a few of them. Can he convert one into an out here against Jacob Tanner? And he does get another swinging strike three. Pettit will have to take care of the pleasantries, and they're going to send the runner home. And the Pirates opportunistic there as Trinity took a little too long to get it to first and back.
Prime example right there of why you always hustle to first base. You never know what might happen.
See, Vonderhaar not necessarily used to making that throw home, and Pettit realized late that he was going to have to try and catch it, but ended up way over his head. No play at all. 3-0 lead for Southwestern. And Ted Lebachowitz stands in out of Boulder City, Nevada. .250 average in the early season. Scored a couple of runs in the series so far. Just the one runner on second at the moment for Southwestern. They've already plated 3 here in the first. Chavarra got his first collegiate strikeout. Even that resulted in the runner coming home. Chavarra comes with the heat down the middle. It's fouled off. Now ahead in the count 1-2. See MJ Metz behind the plate. He's the one with the radar gun for Trinity. Out injured today. Tigers' usual third baseman, yet to appear this season. The last pitch, high and outside for Chavarra.
That's a couple pitches now you can see just slipping out of his hand, going wide. It is a muggier afternoon in San Antonio, more what we're used to for this time of year, not like that snow we had about a week ago. So 15 minutes on the mound, probably getting tired, a little sweaty.
And you got a swing and a foul ball that time from the Lebachowitz. Took something off of it. Good action dipping away from the bat of Southwestern's junior lefty. And a double check of the runner at second. And again, low in the zone, gets the ground ball to second base, and it's a simple out number 2 for Trinity. As Wisniewski to Vonderhaar gets the put out. Promising sign there for Chavarra as he gets a couple of swings at pitches low in the zone and forces the ground ball. See if he can finish out the inning here and limit Southwestern to just 3 runs. Not too bad considering we had bases loaded and nobody out.
Yeah, and especially Trinity averaging about 9 runs per game thus far, so definitely a manageable deficit. Just got to keep it right there if you're Chavanna.
Trent Raschke from Galveston, Texas is next up for the Pirates. Number 2 takes ball 1. Raschke 2 of 10 with a walk and a couple of strikeouts so far in the young season. And here's another ground ball. This one chopped high towards Herrera across the diamond, and Vanderhaar applies the tag. That'll end the inning. A couple of ground ball putouts for Trinity. Stops the bleeding. Southwestern notched 3 runs in the opening half of the first. And we'll be right back with you. You're watching the Tiger Network, Trinity Baseball. We'll be back in just a moment. For the first time on the mound for Southwestern, Brian Meissner out of Frisco, Texas, Frisco Wakeland High School. And he is playing for his 3rd school in his collegiate career. He was originally at Virginia Tech, then transferred to Trinidad State Junior College. Brian, how do you do at Trinidad State?
Last year, he had a pretty good start before the season got cut short. Had a 4-1 record with a 3.64 ERA. Struck out 33 in 29 2/3 innings.
Looking good at the junior college level. See what he can bring to Division III here as he faces one of its premium hitters, Rafe Chomet. Chomet on fire in the early goings. Had 4 hits in Game 2 yesterday. And gets a chance to lead off for Trinity today for the first time this season.
Yeah, and Rafe's a good table setter. He's one of 2 Tigers to reach base in all 4 games thus far. So let's see if he can start things off for the Tigers right here as they're down 3-0 early in the first.
Yeah, looking to respond after Southwestern got off to a hot start, and Rafe Chomet looking to do just that. Sends it back towards the left field wall, and it comes off the wall. Chomet rounding first, should be in with a stand-up double, and he is to lead off for Trinity. Really got a hold of this ball, sending it opposite field off the wall. Over the head of Lance Cruz. Was able to track it down quickly and prevent Rafe from turning for third. He's the all-time leader in triples for Trinity. Very accustomed to turning second base. Herrera stands in now. One of the only Trinity players not to get a hit in opening night, but he's come on since then, including a home run on Friday. That was a labored throw over to first from Meissner, but he gets Herrera on the grounder back towards the mound. Almost overthrew it, didn't he, Meissner? He was worried about throwing it away.
Yeah, just like we saw in the top of the first, you never know what might happen when you hustle to first. So every throw, no matter how far, can be a tough one.
Meissner listed at 6'3", 180. Definitely has some leverage coming to the plate. And has more collegiate experience than Travana on the other side for Trinity. But nonetheless making his debut for his team. Jack Vonderhaar has come on leaps and bounds in the last 2 seasons in San Antonio. As Meissner finds the outside corner of the plate. This season, Vonderhaar 4 of 13. Couple of home runs and 6 RBI.
Yeah, Vonderhaar showing great power already with 2 home runs. That's as many as he had in his first 3 seasons combined. That's 47 games. He already has as many in the first 3 this year.
He's getting good pitches to hit here, not pulling the trigger early in the at-bat, and he finds himself in the hole 1 and 2. You see action in the Southwestern bullpen. Might we see a pitching change soon? I don't think so. Looks like Meissner in control of this at-bat. And he gets Vonderhaar to go down swinging. I think it came off the leg of Vonderhaar and bounced away. Nonetheless, despite the strikeout, Jack Vonderhaar is on first base. It's a weird one, Brian.
Yeah, in just 1 inning, we've already seen 2 strikeouts with pass balls that result in some sort of runner either scoring or reaching base. So, wild one so far.
It's been a wild season for Brian Schaub so far. In just the 4 games, he's hitting .556 on base over 70% of the time. Transfer from Richmond. Former Spider at the D1 level. Hit just .192 in 2 seasons there. And he has definitely spent some time, worked on his game, come down to the Division III level, and he's been putting on a show so far. Patient hitter, and also you can see the power, 2 home runs. He had 6 for the Spiders, all in his freshman year.
Schaub is the other Tiger to have reached base in all 4 games so far, so we'll see. Chomet already continued that streak. We'll see if Brian Schaub can keep it going here. And he will.
Heads down to first to load up the bases. I was about to mention he has been hit by a pitch 3 times in addition to 7 walks. Might have got called for leading into that one a little bit, but umpire satisfied with it. And that'll load the bases for Wisniewski. Southwestern had the bases loaded with no outs in the top of the first, and Trinity load them up with 1 away. In response, we'll see if they can play to any runners to match the Pirates' 3. Wisniewski, 273 on the year, 3 RBI. A couple of extra base hits already. Meissner gets the off-speed pitch in the zone for strike 1. A lot of movement on that pitch as it drops inside to even up the count. See plenty of the players unavailable for today's game for both teams behind the plate where the fans would normally be. We miss them so dearly. As Meissner continues to find the outside corner against lefties pretty well. Kinds of radar guns being fiddled with back there behind the plate. 1-2 count for Wisniewski, and that one way outside. Evens up the count.
Just like the Pirates had to capitalize in the top half of the inning, you don't want to let a veteran pitcher like Meisner get settled in, but this is his first appearance for the Pirates, as you mentioned, so you want to capitalize on these opportunities while you have them.
Meisner shaking off a couple of signs here before finally coming to an agreement with Montgomery. Wisniewski fouls it off to stay alive. And a big swing and a miss for Wisniewski as Meisner drops that one low in the zone, and Wisniewski goes chasing. So
Great downward action on that pitch for sure.
And Tyler Pettit's going to have to be the one to bring the runners home. Tiger catcher stands in. Despite just the 143 average already with 5 runs batted in on the season. First one outside for ball 1. 5 walks so far for the patient Pettit. Could add to the RBI with a walk here. He gets 2 balls to start the at-bat. See a wry smile from Pettit. He's in conversation with Montgomery, Southwestern's catcher. The 2-0. Right down the middle. Pettit frozen. Obviously not too interested in swinging. Wanted to see Meisner give him a strike. And now he's seen it. And there it is once again outside. So now a 3-1 look for Pettit with the bases loaded. And 2 away. Runners take their leads, and 3-1 is on the way, and it's high, and there is another RBI for Tyler Pettit, and it comes on another walk, his 6th drawn this season. They wanted to go high in the zone, came in too high, and that brings the runner home, so it's 3-1. And Mason Meredith looking to get his season going. What better opportunity here? The bases loaded.
That's Pettit's 3rd bases loaded RBI walk this season, so showing a lot of patience at the plate so far.
Off-speed pitch drops in for strike 1 against Meredith, who added a 2 RBI single in game 1 of yesterday's doubleheader. That's his only hit so far this year. Sends this one foul. And it's 0-2 quickly for Trinity's center fielder. There's an all-SCAC outfielder. The last time we had a full season, 2019. They want to go high here to Meredith, and they just miss. It's a good-looking pitch from Meisner. Meredith able to watch it go by for a ball. Here comes the 1-2. Montgomery sets up outside, and they get the swing and the miss. Meredith's slow start to the season continues, but Pettit able to cut into the Southwestern advantage. We're going to look at Meissner's sliding action on that pitch, down and away. Pettit draws the walk that brings Trinity within 3-1, and we'll head to the second inning on the Tiger Network. Just a couple of warm-up pitches there for Chavana as he comes back out on the mound for Trinity. And Bryce Debs stands in for the first time today.
Chavana threw 33 pitches in the first inning, so we'll see if he can work through things a little quicker here in the second.
It's a big swing and a miss there. Quickly ahead in the count 0-2, and he seems to have upped the tempo. And here he comes quickly once again, looking for that same outside corner. This one does not get a swing from Bryce Debs, who is listed at 6'7". Gets a hold of this one, sends it towards the Trinity dugout. Foul. I think it's got to be the tallest player for either team, as he sends this one opposite field, and it may go back, and it is foul. Ray Chaumette making sure that the umpire saw what he saw, as it goes just to the right of the foul pole down the line. Deceptive power there from Debs. I think he might have known it was foul, hence the muted reaction. They're still behind in the count 1-2. And Chavana finds the corner for strike 3 looking. Second strikeout now for the first-year righty.
One negative of being so tall is having a big strike zone, and you can see that coming into play right there.
So we're into the 9 spot for Chase Tinger, who swings at that one and comes up empty. Chavana having more joy against the bottom of the order here to start the second. Chase Tinger from Round Rock. No hits yet on the year. Takes a one hop into Pettit's glove. 2-1. Oh of 6 with 3 walks and 3 strikeouts for Tinger in the 9-hole today. He's got a 2-2 count to work with 1 away in the second. Fouls that one off. Giovanna noticeably upping the pace here. Saw a lot of instances where he stepped off the mound, took a little extra time in the first inning. He is wheeling and dealing here. Gets another ground ball foul. Tinger's just staying alive in this at-bat. And this one is skied into right center. Chomet makes the catch, and there are two away here in the second. That one never really a threat coming off the bat of Southwestern shortstop.
To the top of the order, center fielder number 27, Hayden Craig.
So we head back to the top of the order with Hayden Craig. Who grabbed a single the first time up, came around to score.
His infield single really got things going for the Pirates in the top of the first. Now he comes up with 2 outs, no one on.
Grounds this one foul, dribbles over to the Trinity dugout. Oh, and 2 count. Giovanna ahead against all 3 batters he's faced in the inning. And he gets another foul ball. The velocity looks to be up as well. As maybe just shakes off the early nerves. Southwestern hitters a little behind it at the moment in the second inning. Another chance on the 0-2, sent towards Herrera. Should be out number 3. They'll say he beat it out. Good base running that time from Southwestern's leadoff man.
Almost the exact same play as his first at-bat. Just beat it out.
Good call from the umpire as well. So now Giovanna will have to work once again with the runner on. Lance Cruz comes back up. He walked and came around to score in the first. Pickoff attempt for Giovanna. Spins over to first. Not in time. Cruz rocking the shades today on an overcast Sunday afternoon in San Antonio. Sends this one off the glove of Vonderhaar down the line. And there may be a play at third base. The throw doesn't come in time. It was shot right at the Tiger first baseman, and before he could react, it was in foul territory, and he had to track it down. So what could have been an easy 1-2-3 inning now gets more complicated for Trinity.
Couple tough breaks for Giovanna. Started the in and out pretty well. Now a couple infield hits.
And Southwestern's best hitter takes his place in the batter's box, Daniel Montgomery Jr. Chance to get his first RBI of the season. First pitch swinging, sends it foul down the first base line. I have to say he's got the matching cleats, the yellow and black, looking good for Montgomery. Very coordinated fit for the Pirates catcher. Takes the 0-1, sends it the opposite line. Foul ball once again. He'll adjust the guard on his left elbow before standing in for the 0-2. Already a couple strikeouts in the game for Giovanna. It's not going to get a swing that time from Montgomery. Good work from Pettit to keep it from going behind and potentially letting the runner come home from third. We've seen the speed from Hayden Craig. Won't take much for him to send it home. The 1-2. Drops off the plate once again. And the count's even. Don't want to give Montgomery something that he can drive. He's certainly capable of doing so. Drove in 45 runs a couple seasons ago, but he won't drive in any here. Strike three looking for Montgomery as Travano works out of the jam. Great pitch, dropping low in the zone. And the Pirates strand two, and they still lead by 2 as we head into the bottom of inning number 2 on the Tiger Network. It'll be Brolick to lead off for Trinity in the bottom of the second, making his first appearance of 2021.
For Brolick, also just his 6th game ever at Trinity. Has 1 hit in his time as a Tiger.
And the San Antonio native takes ball 1. Playing at third base defensively for Trinity today. He adds a left-handed bat to the bottom of this order. 8-9-1 due up here, bottom of the second. Holloway on deck. Three-0 count here for Brolick. Meissner's just missed on all 3 offerings so far. 1 walk, 3 strikeouts for Meissner in the opening frame. And comfortably finds the zone there.
Yeah, and Meissner allowed just the 1 run, but he did rack up 25 pitches, so another long inning for him. Definitely doesn't want to start with a walk here. But that's what,
Oh, the umpire saying that caught the top part of the zone. Brolick had already tossed the bat over the dugout. And we definitely haven't seen that given in the opening 1.5 innings, but it was here.
Definitely fooled me.
So it's full count here for Brolick. Sends it foul, do it again.
It's interesting you saw a couple of the Pirates hitters at the top of this inning look back at the umpire for a couple low strikes he called, and now he called that one up and in, so we'll keep an eye on that, see if that strike zone's moving around.
Yeah, big change from the first inning when it seemed like the strike zone was Very difficult to find for both pitchers. Brolick sends this one towards first base. And coming across the cover is Meissner. He makes the catch, and Brolick's retired. Good snag at the slightly less hot corner, first base. And Christian Holloway comes up. First year, off to a good start in a Trinity uniform. Hitting 500, 5 of 10. That's one way to keep your place. Played both games yesterday. First pitch swinging at that one inside. Comes up empty for strike one. He's got the number 6 for himself in his first year on campus. He's got an 0-2 count to work with here. As Chomet waits on deck. See if the Tigers can turn the order over with a runner on base. The 0-2 sent by Holloway into right field. And that one will get down in front of Bryce Debs. Good piece of two-strike hitting for Holloway, and he continues his hot start to the year. Now 6 of 11 at the plate.
Yeah, and you can't really ask for anything more out of the number 9 hole. Big two-strike hit, turn the lineup over. And you can see Holloway has already scored 3 runs on the year, so he's provided a nice spark at the bottom of the lineup.
Similarly, we saw Chomet hit in the 7 hole on opening night, as there's nowhere for opposition pitchers to hide in this Trinity lineup. 1 through 9. So that one hangs up outside of the zone for ball 1. And Coach Scannell has been more willing to move hitters around early in this season than we've seen maybe in previous years. Chomet sends this one down the line foul. Pulled it to the right of first base. And the 1-1 sent the opposite way foul. Meissner with the advantage in the count now. Chomet came into the season with a .355 average and has thus far bettered that. He's hitting .438 so far on 7 of 16. Set up inside here. They go towards the outside corner. I think Meissner just missed his spot on that one.
And Chomet on opening night this year got his 200th hit as a Tiger. Big accomplishment for the leadoff hitter.
And even in a shortened season here, it looks like he could be on pace for 250, which would be very impressive. Count runs full for Trinity's left fielder. And Holloway will be in motion here. Meissner with the payoff pitch way outside for ball 4. 2 on now with 1 away in the second. Trinity playing catch up after 3 early runs for Southwestern. And J.C. Bunch on the way to the mound. Mound he knows well, former player and assistant coach for Trinity. He's behind the plate in his time as a player. He's all SCAC all 4 times as a part of this team. And hit 400 with 30 home runs. How about that? Now at the home for Southwestern and back on his familiar stomping grounds today. Played with Trinity pitching coach Dave Smith. That would have been the battery for a bunch of big games for the Tigers. Just a chat for Meissner. Herrera now stands in from the right side. Scored 6 runs this year. Got a chance to drive some home with runners on first and second.
Pretty favorable strike call there.
Yeah, you saw the face from Herrera, what he thought of it. And a late call that time. Meissner getting ahead in the count. 0-2. Herrera usually in the leadoff spot for Trinity so far this season, hitting second today. Takes that one up and in. Stoops low into his stance. And the 1-2 on the way outside. Similar area to those first two. Just a little further left for Meissner.
Yeah, that's a good take by Herrera. Close to the first 2 called strikes.
Check of the runner Holloway at second. And the 2-2. And Herrera's late on that one. He goes down on strikes. Meissner turning up the heat there with that fastball away. So Vonderhaar will have to do it with 2 outs here. Reached despite striking out his first time up. And was stranded on third base. Another first pitch strike for Meissner. And once again, 0-2 count for the Trinity hitter.
Last inning, Pettit walked in a run with 2 outs. We'll see if Vonderhaar can come in the clutch with 2 outs here in the second.
Would be nice to at least get one more back. It's Trinity playing catch up from those 3 first inning runs for the visitors. The 0-2 to Vonderhaar. Just misses the outside part of the plate. One and 2. And Vonderhaar chops this one towards first base. It's going to have to be a solo effort from Meissner, and he gets the job done to retire the side here in the second. Meissner sprinting off the mound, grabs the ball. I thought maybe I'll scoop it towards first base. I'll take it myself. And he strides on over to the dugout, having avoided any damage in the second. Still 3-1 Southwestern. Third inning when we return. Preston Witt will lead off for the Pirates. Stands in left-handed against Giovanno, who keeps his place on the Trinity mound. 2 RBI single for Witt his first time up. Looking to get things going in the third. Giovanna gets the ground ball to second base, and Wisniewski makes no mistake with it for a quick out number 1. You see the backhanded grab for Wisniewski flipped to first. An off-balance throw. Right on the money. Giovanna misses down and away for ball 1 against Jacob Tanner. Struck out his first time up. But it caused some issues, didn't he, when he sprinted over to first and a run came home.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of chaos on the base pass so far today.
That one just missing as well, 2-0 now.
You could see everyone kind of pause after that pitch because umpire's been calling the low strike but didn't call it there.
And they'll say that Tanner couldn't hold up his swing on the enticing offering. And good call from the umpire, as you can see. This one sent skyward and foul. Counts even, 2-2. Giovanna battling back. And the 2-2 is dribbled over towards third and drops off foul, thankfully for Trinity, because there's no way they were going to be able to make a play on that if it did, in fact, stay fair. Holloway was rushing in, but Paul just had no pace on it. So we'll do it again with a 2-2 count. And Tanner sends this one skyward into left center field. Tiger outfielders come together and make the catch. Is Meredith making the snag is a little difficult to see. And nonetheless, 2 outs for Giovanna. You can usually trust the Trinity outfield to make the play. I was just worried maybe it caught a gust of wind and went unplayable beyond the wall. Ted Lobkowicz stands in. Grounded out his first time up. One and one count for the designated hitter, hitting in the 6th spot today. That one just misses. I'll say 3-0. It's been guesswork so far from me and for some of the hitters as well in terms of balls and strikes. 3-0, just misses low and inside. And Lubkowicz sent over the first base on 4 pitches.
That 1-2-3 inning continues to elude Giovanna. Almost had it for the 2nd straight inning.
Trent Raschke also grounded out his first time up, back in the 1st. Takes strike 1 there. Giovanna working with a runner on. He's found a better rhythm undoubtedly, and he looks for a pickoff move. Second time he's tried to get the runner leaning. That one finds the inside part of the plate, despite Raschke's best attempts to sell it. As inside. 0-2 count now. And Giovanna drops that one low, looking for a swinging strike 3. And the 1-2 is swung right through by Raschke. Giovanna gets a strikeout to end the inning. Solid pitch down and away. And he makes quick work of Southwestern, who stranded a runner on first, and the Tiger Bats will come back up in just a moment. Meissner back out for the bottom of the third for Southwestern, who leads 3-1. After a good start to the game. Schaub stands in for Trinity. Currently enjoying a good start to the season. He's hit by a pitch his first time up. Trinity hitting 2 of 9 as a team so far. Schaub fouls that one away. Couple of walks and the hit batsman for Schaub. Meissner's got 4 Ks so far in his 50 pitches. That's the outside corner there. 1-2. Schaub taps the plate twice. Meissner comes and deals. That one too far out of the zone to even be considered. Count now even at 2-2. Montgomery sets up outside. And Schaub sends it right to the shortstop. And Tinger makes no mistake to put out for out number 1. Unfortunate there for Schaub. Made some decent contact right at the fielder.
Next up, the second baseman, number 11, Jack Wisniewski.
Trinity hitters tending to get down in the count early so far in this game, as they adjust to Meissner's delivery in the umpire strike zone. First offering to Wisniewski, sent right back up the middle for a single. Gets all the way through to Hayden Craig. That's the only one who had a chance at that was Meissner himself.
Yeah, more of that aggressive hitting. In the first inning, we really saw the Tigers swing at a lot of early pitches. And that was another first pitch hit right there.
Pettit, who has the RBI for Trinity on a walk back in the first, will stand in here. Off-speed pitch hangs too high there. Trinity catcher watches ball number 2 go by.
Pettit with just 1 hit on the year, but 6 walks.
And he gets a hold of the 2-0, sends it into left field. And back-to-back singles for Trinity as they look to build something here in the 3rd.
Right there, Pettit said, I'm tired of walking. I'm just going to swing early and get a base hit to left field.
And that brings up Meredith. Hitting in the 7 hole today.
Another RBI opportunity. He left the bases loaded in the 1st.
Couldn't resist that pitch away from Meissner. Called for the strike on the check swing. And it did indeed go around. The 0-1 outside. C. Montgomery tries to sell it. Again, outside that time as Meredith takes the advantage in the count. Wisniewski on second, Pettit on first. Meredith at the plate. Quick check of the runner, and the 2-1 is again outside. Everything outside so far to Meredith.
Tigers have not let Meissner rest easy at all so far this game. They've had runners on in every inning. Another scoring opportunity here.
The 3-1 to Meredith is inside, and let's say that caught him on the elbow. Either way, it would have been ball 4. Umpire must have been able to hear it from a couple inches away. The bases are loaded once again here for Trinity, and it's Nathan Brolick who will have the opportunity to drive him home. Grounded out his first time up, making his 6th appearance for Trinity today. The 1-0 is sent down the left field line. Brolick thinks it's going to stay fair, and it does. It drops at the base of the wall, and 2 are going to come around to score as Pettit slides in. And Meredith advances to third base. So 2 RBI for Brolick on what looked like it was going to go foul. It stayed just fair as it bounced at the base of the wall in front of Lance Cruz. Good speed as well from Pettit, who had to hold up at second in case it was caught. Still managed to come around to score and tie this game up at 3 apiece.
Been a nice game so far for Brolick. Had a good first at bat. First time around, even though he didn't reach base, and now drives in 2 runs to tie the game.
And a hot bat in the 9 spot for Trinity in Holloway. Now 6 of 11 in his Trinity career. A chance to give the Tigers the lead as Meissner checks on the runner at first. And once again for Holloway, this time into the gap in right center, and that'll drive home the go-ahead run. And they're going to look for 2 on the double from Holloway, and they'll get 2. Christian Holloway continues a searing hot start for Trinity. Great piece of hitting there off the end of the bat into the right center field gap.
8 and 9 spots coming in big for the Tigers. When you get that kind of production from the bottom of the lineup, it just makes everything much easier for your team.
Yeah, Brolick coming all the way around from first base, and now Chamette's up again with a runner in scoring position this time. Relentless offense from Trinity, top to bottom in the order. So far in this game, it's been bottom to top. As the 8 and 9 spots getting it done, as you mentioned, Chamette fouls off the first pitch.
Yeah, and that's where you see the constant pressure making an impact. Even though the Tigers only scored 1 run in the first 2 innings, they had runners on constantly in scoring position, and they're finally breaking through with some big hits in the third.
Chamette watches ball 1 go by. Double and a walk for Rafe so far this afternoon. Quick check of Holloway at second. And Meissner misses again. Approaching 70 pitches and not yet out of the third.
Southwestern used 8 pitchers in game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday and 4 more in the second, so might have to dive back into that bullpen, even though they probably don't want to.
Chamette fouls off another pitch to even up the count at 2.
You can see some action in the bullpen for the Pirates already.
Looks like 51 throwing. And the 2-2 is chopped over the head of Meissner. It's going to be a play at first base. No, it won't. As Thinger can't come up with the ball. Chamette running hard. Probably would have beat it out anyway, as the ball bounced really high over Meissner's head. See how they score that one?
Right off the bat, you could tell that Chamette was going to beat that out. That was going to be a tough play all around.
So now runners at the corners with still just 1 away. And they do score it as an infield single, and rightfully so. Herrera takes ball 1. The question becomes now for the Bucks, as it says on their uniforms today, can Meissner make it out of this inning? Or will they have to go to the pen? Clings that one off the hip of Herrera to load up the bases once again for Trinity. And some rustling going on in the dugout for the Pirates, and looks like a change may be on the way.
You've got the heart of the order coming up for the Tigers.
It's going to be a tough spot for whoever comes in as Meissner departs. And we'll take a quick break and be back in just a moment. Trinity on top, 5-3 with bases loaded in the third inning. So the Trinity runners take their place on first, second, and third as Skylar White comes into the game for his second appearance as a Pirate. His first came on Friday against these Trinity Tigers when he went 2 innings and didn't give up any earned runs. Struck out 4, walked 3.
He came in during a similar spot. Pirates were down 2, and that's where they find themselves right now, so he'll try to keep it right there.
Tough spot, though, with Vonderhaar at the plate. Bases loaded, just 1 away. Hangs that one outside of the zone for ball 1.
White had 4 strikeouts in his outing, but he also had 3 walks, so he can't afford to walk anybody here with nowhere to put him.
Finds the zone with his second offering. 1-1. 0 for 2 days so far for Vonderhaar. That can quickly be forgotten. Any type of hit here. He's heading the count now 2-1. And Vonderhaar gets a hold of this one, sends it down the right field line, and it just drops foul. That would have probably scored 3. How do you manage to straighten it out just slightly? Full count now for Vonderhaar.
White's thrown the big looping breaking ball a couple times in this at-bat, so we'll see if with 2 strikes he goes back to that.
There it is. Good call from you, Brian. As Vonderhaar goes down on strikes. 0 for 3 start to the day for him. Here was that ball down and away. Just evaded the bat of Trinity's first baseman. And responsibility now falls on Schaub to extend this 2-run advantage here in the third. Already 2 home runs this year. Can double up his 4 RBI with another. Skylar White, first offering, low in the zone for strike 1. Schaub makes contact there, shoots it right back to his dugout. Foul. And he's behind in the count 0-2. Skylar White picking up where Meissner left off and getting ahead in the count. It's about finishing the at-bats, something Meissner started to falter on as his day wore on. Here's the 0-2 again. Inside the Schaub.
Yeah, you can tell he loves the breaking ball. Already 3 on 3 pitches in this at-bat after striking Vonderhaar out with it as well.
And probably a good decision against the power that Schaub possesses. See if he goes there again with the 1-2. Schaub able to just stay alive with that one. Southwestern, a team that has produced some really good pitching talent in the past few seasons, most notably Austin Smith, now at the University of Arizona, pitched for them the past couple of years under the tutelage of J.C. Bunch. Schaub sends this one deep into right center field, going back at the track, and it's off the wall. Schaub driving in runs here once again for Trinity, his 5th, 6th, and 7th RBI, as the call is safe at the plate, and Schaub comes up big with a bases-clearing double. Thought he might have just had enough oomph on it to send it out for a grand slam. As you see, it lands at the warning trap. One hops the wall and brings everybody home.
Big hit for Schaub. 2 strikes, 2 outs, and it opens up the lead to 5 for the Tigers. Just what you want from your cleanup hitter.
All those runs will go against Meissner, but White will be disappointed. As you said, he had Schaub in the hole at 0-2. And the Tigers have now played at 7 here in the bottom of the third. Wisniewski can keep the inning alive. Still got a runner in scoring position. And he's first pitch swinging once again, sending it into left center. And coming across to make the play is Hayden Craig, and that'll end the inning, but not before the Tigers go crazy for 7 runs, including the most recent Schaub 3 RBI double. They bounce Meissner from the game, and Skylar White finishes off the inning. It'll be Southwestern looking to respond when we return. The imposing figure of Bryce Debs stands in. The right fielder at 6'7" is 0-1 today. And he sends that one right back towards the mound. It gets past the pitcher, but finds Herrera, who makes the putout.
Chavana has to be feeling much more comfortable out there. Now with a 5-run lead, he's battled through some early struggles, but that first pitch out certainly helps, and it looks like he's in a good rhythm now.
And he's had success against the bottom of the order, particularly. No hits so far for the last 5 for the Pirates. 2 early strikes here against Chase Tinger, the shortstop. And working quickly, Chavana, the 0-2. Off the end of the bat, foul. We'll do it again at 0-2. The windup and the pitch. Sent towards first base, corralled by Vonderhaar, flipped to Chavana for out number 2. Another good at bat for Chavana. Gets ahead in the count and gets the simple ground ball. And we head back to the top of the order where Hayden Craig is 2 for 2. Couple of singles in the game. Just made the put out to end the Tiger third. Finds himself down in the count 0-1.
Craig with a couple of pesky infield hits, just barely reaching first, but causing trouble on the base paths all game.
That one sent foul. And because of so many players coming back this season, this is a Trinity team that has got depth like no other. As we see it in a 4-game series, we're still getting an arm at the quality of Chavana here for Trinity, and he gets an easy 1-2-3 inning, his first of his collegiate career. couple of defensive actions for him as well, as he sends this one to Vonderhaar with the tip of a cap. Be right back for the bottom half of the fourth on the Tiger Network. It'll be Pettit to lead off for Trinity in the bottom of the fourth. Came around to score in the third and brought home a run with a walk in the first. He got the rally going, didn't he, in the bottom of the third?
Yeah, getting a base hit after all those walks really got that offense going.
See Pettit just keeping the bat in position to show he didn't go around. As Skylar White keeps his place on the mound for Southwestern.
So lucky to have the perfect angle right there to see the half swing clearly held up.
Two-one on the way from White. Drops in for strike two. Tigers will have to do it with two strikes again, as they've done so often in this game. Already had 12 at-bats with runners in scoring position today. 4 of 12 in those situations. 8 of 18 overall as a team. Payoff pitch here to Pettit. And chop towards third base. It's going to take some play to get him out here, and that is a highlight reel defensive play from Jacob Tanner. Catches the ball off the big hop, spins around, and gets Pettit at first. And the bobble as well. Keeps his focus, turns and fires. And the tag is applied just before Pettit gets there. I know they'll say that he evaded the tag. So the good play at third base will be lost to history as Pettit reaches base again. Something he does so well, Brian.
Yeah, no matter what it takes, hit by pitch, walk, infield hit, he gets on base and he gets the Tigers going.
I think I was just willing the out that time for Jacob Tanner. He really deserved it with what he did over at third base.
I don't think we're used to seeing a catcher with an infield hit, so that might have affected your thought process as well.
I've seen Pettit score from first as well in this game already, so there's no slouch on the base pass. Another player on the roster, Michael Goodrich, who's been a catcher at times, has gone 2 of 3 stealing to start the year. Everybody can run. Meredith will get a chance to run here as he shoots this one into right field. Going back and off the wall once again. Mason Meredith has a chance to catch Tyler Pettit on the base pass here. He slides into second with a double, and his season is getting going now. Tiger center fielder got all of this one as he sends it opposite field off the wall. Tigers have been about 5 feet from 3 home runs in this game. So that one just stays in the park. Brolick now stands in from the left side. 2 RBIs his last time up, and he'll get a chance with 2 in scoring position here. First pitch swinging and takes a big cut and swings right through the offering from Skylar White. So White at risk of giving up an earned run for the first time this season as Brolick looks to do just that. Sends it high into center field, and they're going to send Pettit home. And the Tigers plate one here in the 4th with a sac fly from Brolick. 3 RBI on the day now for him.
Brolick now with more RBIs today than in his first 2 seasons at Trinity.
And you could see what he was trying to do from the first big cut that he took on that at-bat. He wanted to send it into the outfield and bring Pettit home. Did just that. And here is the hottest bat in the Trinity lineup. Christian Holloway from Brownsville, Texas. 2 of 2 again today. Almost 600 on the year. Takes strike 1. Montgomery sets up outside. Check of the runner at second. And Holloway sends this one towards third base. It's off the glove of Jacob Tanner, and the throw is not in time from Tinger. That one was shot over to Tanner. Had a chance at it, but it took a hop right before it reached his glove. Tinger ultimately attempting to throw in vain. And we're back to the top of the order again. Holloway managing to turn over the order all 3 times he's come up. And Chomet gets a hold of the first pitch as well, sending it into right field and driving home the 10th Trinity run of the afternoon. Meredith crosses the plate as he's driven home by Rafe Chomet.
We keep talking about the bottom third of the lineup, but it really is just so key. You look at the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Meredith, Brolick, Holloway have 5 hits, 5 RBI today. And when you have veteran hitters like Chomet, Herrera, Vonderhaar coming up after them, the opposing team just cannot afford to let that happen. But the Tigers are turning the lineup over, and that's why they have 10 runs so far.
Yep, to your point, 9 and 1, both 3 of 3. They're both on the base pass as the Pirates will change pitchers here once again. Their third pitcher will be Braden Anderson. We'll let him warm up, and we'll be right back in just a moment. Braden Anderson on the mound for the second time this season. He appeared in the last game just briefly. Got a fly out from Trinity, and his work was done. He'll get a chance here against Herrera with one away and runners on first and second.
Pirates need that efficiency right now.
I mentioned it's a Pirate rotation that lost its best two pitchers to transfers in the offseason. Looks like they're still trying to find who their go-to guys will be. As Anderson visibly frustrated with his pitch that slipped out of the hand there. Austin Smith and Caleb Hunter, the two former Pirates, now playing elsewhere. We might see Hunter later on as he went to Concordia, a contender in the region that we'll face later on in the year. Herrera takes that one for ball 3. Not a great start for Anderson. Check of Holloway at second. And the 3-0 is outside. 4-pitch walk for Anderson. Straight out of the pen. And another bases loaded opportunity for Jack Vonderhaar. You can't keep giving him these. He's not going to let you get away with it all game. See what he has in store for Braden Anderson.
Vonderhaar struck out swinging last time he had the bases loaded and left it for Schaub to clear the bases, but we'll see if he can do it himself this time.
Schaub waiting menacingly on deck from a Southwestern perspective as Anderson's 5th offering of the game is another ball.
Really have to pick your poison here if you're Anderson.
See Schaub waiting in the wings. But Vonderhaar tees this one up, sends it into right field after there was a potential play on for the infielder. But it snuck through, and Jack Vonderhaar has his first hit of the day and Trinity's 11th run. Looks like it just comes off the glove of Preston Witt at first base. Trinity hitting it at the infielders at times, but hitting it with such velocity that they can't come up with the play cleanly. And here is Schaub with the bases loaded again. Cleared them with the double last time up. And is now hitting .545 with 7 RBIs, a couple of home runs, and the OPS closing in at 2. Schaub takes inside. Nearly caught him on the elbow. A lesser man may have leaned into it, but Schaub has his eyes set on the fences here. He stares down Anderson. Comes and deals at the letters for ball 3. Nowhere to put Schaub here, and you know he'll probably have the green light.
Absolutely, and with his bases clearing double, Schaub took the lead in RBI on the team, but Vonderhaar just tied him back up with 7, so we'll see if Schaub takes the first place crown back.
Strike 1 of the appearance for Anderson. We'll see if Schaub says, you know, I took that personally. Michael Jordan meme. The 3-1 swings right through it. He wanted it. And he'll have to do it with a full count. Last time up, was able to come through when it was 0-2. Anderson's going to have to give him something to hit here. Else he will head to first base, and a run will come home. Good patience at the plate for Brian Schaub. Chomet touches the plate. And Wisniewski's back up the lead extended to 9 runs. See more action in the pen. As in the final game of a 4-game series, you wonder how many pitchers will be available for the visiting team. As Wisniewski gets a barrel on this one and sends it into right field. It'll score 1. As Vonderhaar is held up at third base. Tigers bat around here once again in the 4th.
Yeah, real merry-go-round here for the Tigers, just one by one, scoring, keeping the bases loaded. We'll see if Pettit comes through with another bases-clearing hit.
He walked to bring in a run in the 1st and he's had a couple of singles since then to get things going in both the 3rd and in this inning, the 4th. Now up to .333 on the season. On base percentage closer to .500. So that one catches the extended lower part of the zone. 0-2 now for Pettit. It's behind the 8 ball in this at bat. They set up outside, they go outside, and they miss outside for ball 1. Wisniewski on first, Schaub on second, Vonderhaar on third. Pettit with eyes on bringing them all home. The 1-2, and Pettit gets a hold of this one, and there is no play on it in left field for Lance Cruz. A grand slam for Pettit. And a massive 4th inning continues for Trinity. So many chances with the bases loaded, and Pettit is finally the one to bring everybody home. Tiger catcher getting the job done here as Anderson just leaves that one over the plate. Pettit says thank you very much. And Lance Cruz just watches it sail over his head. Trinity have blown this one wide open after trailing as recently as the 3rd inning. It is now 17-3 here in San Antonio, and the Pirates will turn to their 4th pitcher of the game when we return. The man tasked with stopping the bleeding for Southwestern is Cole Johnson, sophomore out of Cedar Park, Texas. He's made 4 appearances last season, totaling a 5 1/3 as that one bounces into an uncomfortable area for the umpire. Gave up 3 earned runs, struck out 5, walked 5, with an ERA of 5.06. And almost strangely, with the way this game is going, Tigers don't have anyone in scoring position, Brian.
Yeah, you know, out of 25 total at-bats that they've had in this game, 17 have come with runners in scoring position. So just constant pressure being put on the Pirates pitching staff. And you can see 17 runs. It's clearly paying off for the Tigers.
And not only that, they've had 17 opportunities. They've come through on 9 of them, 9 of 17 with runners in scoring position, including, as you mentioned earlier, the merry-go-round of bases loaded singles before Pettit finally cleared him out with the grand slam. It just felt like it was coming eventually. Tigers had hit the warning track 3 times as Meredith hits this one towards short. And 1 batter faced for Cole Johnson and 1 out. As Meredith sends a routine ball over towards Tinger. Brolick will stand in now. Sack flies last time up earlier in this inning.
Brolick really got the offensive onslaught started when he tied the game at 3. Feels like forever ago since it was tied, but that was him.
This one sent towards second base, and it should end the inning, but a throwing error against Raschke as he brings Preston Witt off the bag. The ground ball from Brolick took him into shallow right field, but still should have been a routine play. Pirates not helping themselves out with an error there defensively.
It's just tough when you have these long innings. Tigers have 9 runs in the 4th. They had 7 in the 3rd. Just yesterday they scored 6 in 1 inning, so the longer the inning goes on, the more things can go wrong, and we're seeing that right now for the Pirates.
And they won't want to see Holloway stand in. He has been a nightmare for them to deal with in this series. 3 of 3 today again. And Chomet on deck as well. Nowhere to turn for Southwestern.
And look at that, Ryan. There's another runner in scoring position.
There he is. As Brolick advances on the throwing error. Holloway chops this one towards short. Brolick evades it. And a routine play for Tinger to end the inning. They finally get Holloway to go down. And they finally stop the bleeding here. The Tigers add 9 runs, including 4 on a Tyler Pettit grand slam. And we head into the 5th with a 17-3 advantage for the home team. So a new man on the mound for Trinity. And he goes by the name of Samuel Conti. Appearing for the first time this season. And his first offering is low for ball 1. Giovanna's day is finished. And Conti teed up here, and this one will go straight away center field. Catch made by Meredith on the run. Lance Cruz had to watch Pettit's grand slam go over his head, tried to replicate the power shown by the Tigers catcher. But unfortunately for him, he went to the deepest part of the park where Mason Meredith resides. That brings up Montgomery Jr. 0-1 today, still looking to get going at the plate. Off-speed offering in there for a strike for Conte.
The redshirt sophomore on the mound stands at 6'4", a towering figure on the mound. Made 3 appearances last year and had a bit of a rough going, allowed 10 runs, 8 of them earned. Walked 12, but looking to get off to a good start in the 2021 season.
And pressure's off as Trinity lead by 14 just about halfway through the game.
You could see the catcher Pettit come talk to him right before the inning got going, and he probably was telling him, just throw strikes. Got nothing to lose here.
Comes in inside. It's a good test coming up against Montgomery Jr., recognized as probably the best bat in the Southwestern lineup. Last year, Cruz, who just flew out, was also amongst the leaders as Montgomery has his first hit of the day through the infield into right. It's the high fastball and sends it to Rafe Chomet. Seth Sparks was also amongst the leaders for Southwestern last year, hit .356 with 12 RBI. We haven't seen him today. Cruz was .320 with 17 RBI. They've had a tough start to the year, a tough task, 4-game series against the team that's ranked number 4 in the nation to open your season. And they're in real danger of falling to 0-4 here.
This is not the last these two teams will see of each other, however. They'll face off again at the end of April and into early May for a 3-game series up in Georgetown.
And this one, counting as non-conference games, that one will go towards the SCAC standings. Conte allows the count to run even here at 2-2. So they'll be familiar with each other by that point. Trinity will be familiar with just about everybody in Texas by the end of this year, not traveling out of state for COVID concerns as Conte goes with the high heat and gets Witt down on strikes. Pettit stands up to catch it chest high, and Preston Witt will go sit down.
That looked like a tough at-bat for the left-handed hitter right from the start off of another lefty on the mound.
Jacob Tanner, who flashed the leather with a good play at the start of the 4th inning. Again, seems like a long time ago, but it didn't go down as an out as the tag was missed at first base. And he's quickly behind in the count to Conte here, 0-2. Jacob Montgomery Jr. at first, and the 0-2 comes in outside. Again, quick check. And this time, breaking ball. Also outside. Now 2-2 with 2 away here in the 5th. And that one drops through the lane, ends up a ball. Count runs full. Montgomery Jr. will have the luxury of a head start. And that one just above the belt will send Jacob Tanner down to first. Borderline either way for Conte, who lets that batter get away from him a little bit. You mentioned some command struggles in his Trinity career. He's going to have to work here with 2 on against Ted Lovkowicz, who presents a challenge to me every time he comes up. See if he can do so for Trinity pitching. Grounded out and walked so far in the game as Pettit sees the ball pop out of his glove.
You look at the Pirate lineup from the 5th slot down. They have yet to record a hit, the exact opposite of the Tigers' bottom half of the order. So we'll see if Ted can come through right here.
He's going to have to do it from behind in the count now, 1-2. And the windup from Conte, and a ground ball dribbled in front of Pettit, who makes no mistake with the putout. And the Pirates strand 2 here in the top of the 5th. Conte comes in relief, gets the job done. 1 hit and 2 left on base for the visitors. We head to the bottom of the 5th, still 17-3 to Trinity. You got to look at the upcoming schedule for Trinity there over the break. We are sad to report, at least from our own perspective here at the Tiger Network, that we won't see you again until March 30th. That's the next home game for Trinity as Chamet tees this one up. First pitch swinging. First pitch of the inning going back onto the track. And Hayden Craig making the catch. Chamet not messing around on that at bat. But comes up just short of the second home run of the game for the home team. Tigers will face Concordia in a marquee series starting on the 30th, and we'll bring that one to you here at live.trinity.edu. 14 away games, Brian. Going to present a different challenge than what the Tigers have faced early in this year.
Yeah, just crazy to see the team leave town for so long, just when you're getting in the swing of things. Couple home games. They'll go on the road for the whole month of March almost. They are not back until the 30th. They'll face a couple conference opponents on the road trip.
It's Herrera's hit again by the offering from Cole Johnson.
Right there, Herrera remains the only Tiger without a hit in the lineup today, but as you can see, he's still reaching base, still contributing to the offense. But the Tigers will face Texas Lutheran and St. Thomas, a couple of conference opponents, at the end of March before coming back home to face Concordia.
Trinity Baseball's very own rodeo road trip, familiar to fans of San Antonio sports. Vonderhaar steps up, first pitch swinging, sending this one deep into center field, similar area to Chomet, same result as Hayden Craig hauls that one in. Vonderhaar lifting that one from low in the zone to deep center field. And we've got a pinch hitter here for Schaub, whose day is done at 1-2, including a bases clearing double. Corson Hastings takes over for him, who chose Trinity because it has great academics. You never get more than 3 or 4 words out of that quote on the Trinity website. So it looks like Hastings will take over in left for Coach Scannell. He's behind in the count here, 1-2.
Yeah, Hastings, a homegrown product. He went to Churchill High School right here in San Antonio, so stayed close to home.
But that wasn't why I chose Trinity, though, Brian. It was for the great academics. It's actually 0-2 here for Hastings off the bench. Batting with the mask on the chin.
When you have an intended finance major, you don't need to say a lot of words. You know, just focus on the numbers and you'll get through.
See if Hastings can put up some numbers here. And what looks like his Trinity debut. Still listed just as a utility player. Hasn't necessarily locked down a single position. It can be a positive, though, for someone who's looking to fill spots in such a stacked lineup. Gets a hold of the 0-2 pitch and sends it down the line, foul. Just misses out on his first collegiate hit there. And we'll do it again here with the 0-2 on the way from Cole Johnson. Once again fouled off by Hastings. Check of the runner, and pitch is fouled off once again. Herrera's advanced to second.
Hastings, as you mentioned, is in his first year at Trinity, and the Tigers have gotten a nice balance so far in their contributions. You've got Christian Holloway, first year. You've got Jack Baker yesterday, driving in a bunch of runs, homering in his first collegiate at-bat. But then you also have the experience of all the seniors like Chomet, Herrera, Vonderhaar, and so many others. So a great balance for the Tigers.
Herrera not interested in heading to third on that ball that gets away from Montgomery. So 2-2 here for Hastings, who's battled back from an 0-2 start to the at-bat. But he'll go down looking in his first collegiate at-bat. Worked it well up until the last when he watched strike 3 go by from Cole Johnson. Tigers strand Herrera at second, and the lead stays at 14, 17-3 here in San Antonio. Conti will face the bottom of the order here for Southwestern. Rashke takes ball 1, bounces in front of Pettit. He's out of Galveston, Texas. He's 0 of 2 so far today, ground out and a strikeout.
Must mean he knows a little bit about this humidity we're feeling.
Two straight misses to start the at-bat for Conti. Who hails from the same area as Tiger head coach Tim Scannell up in Boston. And he'll get the ground out from Trent Rashke, his second ground out of the game. Routine for Herrera. And we'll see if Southwestern can add anything here in the 6th through Bryce Debs, the right fielder, 0 of 2 today. He's also struck out and grounded out this afternoon. Evan McDonald has headed out to left field for Trinity defensively after Schaub was pinch hit for in the bottom of the 5th. And Bryce Debs flies out here to Rafe Chaumette in shallow right field. Chaumette calls off Wisniewski, who immediately gets as far out of the way as possible. Conti looking to get a 1-2-3 inning. We'll have to retire Chase Tinger to do so. The shortstop has flown out and grounded out as well. And here he is right back to the pitcher again, same as last time. Flicked over the first. And Conti quickly retires the side as the Pirates go in order. No hits, no runs, no errors. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 6th. Trinity still leads 17-3. So new man on the mound for Southwestern is Trey Dees up against Jack Wisniewski, who's now up to a solid 333 to start the season. Can't believe the strike call there for Dees' first offering. Sophomore from Humboldt, Texas. And Wisniewski gets the barrel of the bat on the ball here, sending it deep into right field, and it's another one off the wall. And it'll be a stand-up double for Wisniewski to lead off here in the bottom of the 6th. Really barreled that one up. And just off the wall, about 2/3 of the way up the barrier. Here's the man of the moment, Tyler Pettit. 3 of 3, a couple of singles, a walk, and a grand slam last time up for 5 RBI in the game. He came into this game just a few hits on the year, more walks than hits. And he's thrown that patience out there. He said, let me just put it out of here. 5 RBI, and he looks to go for a 2-home run game here as this one sent into deep left field again. But it's caught on the track by Lance Cruz. Same area that Pettit sent his grand slam. Didn't catch that one quite as well. This was earlier in the game, the grand slam, so we can see for reference and just for a little bit of fun. He connects in a big way, bringing everybody home. It's back in the 4th inning. Back in real time, Mason Meredith standing in for the Tigers. He's behind in the count, 0-1. Has a walk and a double in addition to a strikeout and a ground out today. He had a grand slam that a few folks might remember a couple seasons ago against Howard Simmons to walk it off. Certainly won't be one that I forget. Takes the 1-1 and again sends it into deep left center field here, ranging over to his right and making the play is Hayden Craig. Tigers making all kinds of contact here in the 6th. So far, just the one hit was Wisniewski on second base.
Yeah, just not letting up at all. The double to start the inning and the 2 outs have been pretty loud.
Brolick, the designated hitter. Now to the plate. Another at bat with runners in scoring position. Trinity now have had 21. 24 with runners on base. And they're hitting 16 of 34 as a team for .471 average. Brolick, again, underneath this one. It's lost in the sun, I think, for Lance Cruz, and that'll score Jack Wisniewski. The 18th run for Trinity comes off the fly ball from Brolick.
Brolick once again going the opposite way. His 2 RBI double, 2 RBI single earlier in the game was that way. And another fly ball that direction that falls in.
He reached on an error his last time up. We'll see how they score that one. They'll give him a single and an RBI. So Wisniewski comes in to score, and Scott Peterson makes his season debut. He's been a very efficient player for Trinity when he's gotten the opportunities over the years.
Peterson's replacing Christian Holloway, who had 3 hits on the day. Got things going for the Tigers early on.
Brian, without looking, what do you think Scott Peterson's career average is as he sends this one into the outfield for another hit? It'll go up now. I'll just let you know. He was at .619 coming in 21 at-bats, and now he's got another hit. 14 of 22 all-time for the Tiger infielder.
That's what you call efficiency.
So many guys in the dugout that Coach Scano can turn to, and we're going to get a look at a few of them here. As Cade Momsen stands in, first pitch swinging, he sends it into right field as well. Everybody eating for Trinity today. And Brolick will come around to score. Peterson held up at third, and Momsen sees one pitch and drives home a run. Notably the first time we've seen a Trinity player get an RBI while wearing a mask. A great piece of hitting from Cade Momsen to come out aggressive. Herrera keeps his spot in the lineup. Looks like Chomette's day is done, as he was replaced by Peterson. Herrera down in the count 0-1 for that strike in the other batter's box. 0-2 today for Herrera. Swings through that one for strike 2.
Now let's see if Herrera can get in the hit column. He's the only Tiger starter yet to record a hit.
Yeah, the same was true. He was one of on opening night. Coach Scano leaving him out there so that he can work into his groove.
But again, such a luxury for Trinity when one of your best hitters, the number 2 slot in the lineup, can go hitless and you're still putting up 19 runs.
The 1-2 fouled off his own ankle. Painful one for Herrera. Momsen on second, Peterson on third. Trinity looking to put up 20 runs for the first time this season. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. The 1-2 to Herrera hangs up high. And the 2-2 is roped by Herrera, but right at the third baseman. And sometimes when it's not going for you, it's not going for you. But it's going for the Tigers, who see a few new faces in this inning produce for them. Peterson and Mobson. Mobson getting the RBI. That brings home the 19th Trinity run. Conti still on the mound when we return for the 7th inning on the Tiger Network. Conte out for his 3rd inning of work, and he'll face the leadoff man, Hayden Craig, to start the 6th. First pitch up high. We were digging into some of the Tiger records as of late. The last time they scored as many as 19 was back in 2018 against Austin College, when they put up 26 runs in a 26-4 victory. 2-0 start for Hayden Craig. And he sends the ball to Herrera, who makes the play. And it was an athletic move by Vonderhaar to stay on the bag. Chopped ground ball towards the senior shortstop. And Vonderhaar just barely able to keep the toe on the bag. Big stretch from him.
Craig has not been an easy out today. That's the third ground ball. He reached on 2 early in the game, and he almost got there again.
Lance Cruz now up. The number 2 batter. Hit .320 with 17 RBI in the shortened season a year ago. 1 of 2 today, with a walk back in the first as well. Two-one count here for Ncaa on the mound. And this one is sent into left field. Coming onto it is McDonald and making the play for out number 2. To keep you updated with the Tigers defensively, it's Jew in right, Meredith in center, McDonald in left, who just made the play. Vonderhaar at first, Peterson at second, Herrera at short, Wisniewski at third, Ncaa on the mound, Pettit still behind the dish. Montgomery Jr. now up. Senior center. Basketball yesterday. 4 wins on the weekend. The senior catcher is 1 for 2 today with a walk as well. Swinging right through that one. All kinds of off balance. That'll even the count at 1-1. So many Tiger sports coming thick and fast this semester, Brian, and it's been successful on pretty much all fronts.
Yeah, the Tigers have had a great weekend. Volleyball pulled off a sweep of Shriner yesterday. You mentioned men's and women's basketball teams with some big wins yesterday as well. It's been a great weekend to be a Tiger.
Shout out to women's soccer with a 1-0 victory to start their season.
Lauren Bolish with her first career shutout as goalkeeper.
And we found out yesterday as well, Trinity football has the second longest active winning streak in NCAA behind the Alabama Crimson Tide. Shows the caliber of Trinity sports at the moment all across the board. The payoff pitch is a called strike 3. Montgomery Jr. heads back to the dugout. And that will do it for today's contest. Handshake between the umpire and Tyler Pettit, who's probably going to be the player of the game. He had the walloping grand slam back in the 4th inning, in which the Tigers pulled away for good. A 9 spot in that 4th. As the teams shake hands, and Trinity completes the sweep of this 4-game series with Southwestern. We'll look back at the moment of the game. Tyler Pettit going yard for 4 runs over the left field wall. Final score 19-3. Trinity had 19 runs, 19 hits, no errors, left 10 on base, and notably went 11 of 23 with runners in scoring position today for the visiting Shriner University Pirates. And they score 3 all in the first inning on 5 hits, commit 2 errors, and leave 6 on base. The number 4 Trinity Tigers move to 5-0, and Southwestern moves to 0-4. We'll see them later in the season. I'm Ryan Figert, and I've been joined for the first time today by Brian Yantelson. Brian, thanks for coming on. Excited for more games. We'll see you again in late March 30th against Concordia. That'll be a good one. Until then, good luck to Trinity on the road trip, and stay safe, stay healthy, everyone. Have a good Sunday.